Tonight, you drift into the sands of ancient Egypt, a land where the desert holds more silence than time itself. The Nile flows endlessly, dark and patient, carrying dreams, just as it once carried kings and priests. In the old stories, they say the sun does not rest. Instead, it sails on a golden boat, guided by Ra, through the deepest night, across the hidden waters of Duat. Close your eyes and let the oars dip into stillness, each ripple soft, each breath slower, as the journey begins and the sunboat welcomes you into the dream world. You stand at the edge of Egypt's desert night. The horizon is no longer sunlit, only a faint band of fading gold, surrendering slowly into endless indigo. The air is warm, yet softened by evening. A breeze passes gently, carrying the faint scent of sand and date palms from afar. Somewhere behind you, the Nile whispers, its dark waters sliding onward, as they have for thousands of years. You take a step forward. The grains shift beneath your sandals, each step slow, deliberate, as if the desert itself wishes to remember your presence long ago. Others began their journeys here, priests of Amun, carrying sacred oil, scribes of the temple, clutching scrolls of hymns, their hands stained with ink, pharaohs themselves, wrapped in linen and silence, awaiting the boat of Ra to carry them through the Duat. The desert remembers them all, and now it remembers you. Ahead, a lonely obelisk leans in the sand, half buried, yet still standing. Its stone tip catches the last breath of the sun, and its sides glow faintly, with hieroglyphs cut deep into its body. You move closer. Your fingers brush the cool surface of the stone. The carved lines are rough, yet enduring, still carrying the names of forgotten kings and the story of Ra's eternal voyage. The priests once chanted here. They believed each hieroglyph was alive, each symbol holding a fragment of divine speech. The falcon of Horus, the feather of Ma'at, the sun disk of Ra himself, each mark a prayer, waiting to be read again. But now, there is only silence. The desert holds it, like a secret. You step onward, sand folds gently around your ankles. Soft, forgiving, as though each grain wants to cradle you deeper into stillness. Above, the first stars appear. They shimmer like drops of water spilled across a black canvas. To the ancient Egyptians, these stars were souls of the departed, guiding Ra's boat through the hidden waters of the night. And there, in the distance, you see it, a boat, resting not on water, but upon the desert floor. Its golden hull glimmers faintly, not with sunlight, but with a glow born from within. Its form is delicate, yet immense. The cedar wood gleams, the oars curve upward like wings, and the prow, shaped into the falcon's head of Ra, watches silently. The Egyptians once built such boats in ritual. Archaeologists found them buried near pyramids, entire vessels made to carry the pharaoh's soul into the afterlife. Timbers fitted without nails, held together by rope and faith, a symbol of eternity, waiting beneath the sand. And now, one waits for you. You approach slowly, each step quieter than the last. The air around the boat feels different, cooler, yet radiant. The shadows bend away, as though the desert itself respects its presence. You reach the side of the vessel. The wood is smooth beneath your hand, yet cool, as though it carries the chill of night waters. The glow hums softly, a light that belongs not to the waking world, but to the dream. The priests once wrote that the journey begins only when day ends. that to sail with Ra, one must let go of the burdens of the living world, the noise, the weight, the memory of struggle. You close your eyes, and you feel it. The desert breathes with you, slow, patient, eternal. Your thoughts loosen, falling away like sand from an open palm. When you open your eyes again, the boat is no longer resting on sand. Beneath it, there is water, dark, glass-like, reflecting the first stars of night. The desert has melted away, and the hidden river of Duat flows silently beneath you. You step onto the deck. The wood sighs softly under your weight, but it does not sink. Instead, it welcomes you. The air around you grows even stiller. The silence becomes complete. And so begins your passage, the first step into the long dream of Egypt. The boat waits, silent, golden, resting upon the hidden waters. Its prow rises in the shape of a falcon's head, the eye of Ra carved deep, gazing forward. The oars curl upward, like wings caught in mid-flight. You pause at the edge. The water beneath glimmers faintly, not the water of the Nile, but something deeper, darker, timeless. The air feels different here, cooler, yet alive with a quiet hum. The sound is faint, like the breathing of the desert itself, like the whisper of eternity. You rest your hand on the hull. It is smooth, cedar from the mountains of Lebanon, brought to Egypt by traders more than 3,000 years ago. The ancient builders prized this wood above all others. They called it the scent of immortality. Even now, a faint fragrance lingers, resinous, sharp, drifting into your lungs, steadying your breath. The Egyptians built boats for both this world and the next. Funeral barges, buried beside the pyramids, vessels made without nails, planks bound by rope, so the soul might disassemble them and rebuild them in the afterlife. Wood shaped not only by hands, but by belief. You feel this in the grain beneath your palm. Each line in the timber holds memory of forests that once grew by foreign seas, of craftsmen who worked beneath the desert sun, of kings who dreamed of eternity. The priests said, no pharaoh could enter Duat without a vessel. No soul could reach the dawn unless carried by Ra's golden boat. And now, the boat bends toward you, inviting, waiting. You step forward. The wood creaks softly beneath your foot, not in protest, but in welcome. You climb aboard slowly. The deck is wide, yet bare. No sail flutters, no rope pulls, only stillness. The surface feels cool beneath your soles, cooler than desert night, as though the deck itself remembers the chill of water and carries it always. You breathe deeper, and the air inside the boat changes. It is thicker, yet soothing, carrying the faint scent of lotus, the flower of rebirth. Long ago, priests floated lotus blossoms on the Nile to mark the soul's journey. They believed each petal held the memory of sunrise, that to inhale its fragrance was to remember life, even in death. You glance toward the stern. There is no crew, no helmsman, only silence, and yet the oars begin to move, slowly, gently, dipping into the dark river. One stroke, then another, creating ripples that glow faintly with starlight. The boat drifts forward, smooth, unhurried, as though time itself rose with you. The desert fades, the obelisk grows smaller, the horizon dissolves until only water remains. Above you, the sky deepens. Stars scatter brighter. The band of the Milky Way stretches wide. To the Egyptians, this was the goddess Nut, arching her body across the heavens, swallowing the sun each night, and birthing it again at dawn. You lie your hand against the railing. It is steady, strong, yet it seems to vibrate faintly, as though alive. Each stroke of the oar sends a pulse through the wood, through your hand, into your body. You realize the boat is not only carrying you, it is becoming part of you. Every breath you take, every beat of your heart, is matched by the slow rhythm of the vessel. You inhale. The boat inhales with you. You exhale. The boat exhales with you. And in that rhythm, you feel the world falling away. Historians once wrote that Egyptians feared chaos above all things, that each night, Ra fought against the serpent Apophis to keep the sun from vanishing forever. But they also believed that by joining Ra in his voyage, they could share in his triumph. And in this way, death itself became sleep, and morning, rebirth. The oars dip again, ripples widen, the stars shimmer against the surface. You cannot tell if you are floating on water or drifting through the sky. The boat carries you deeper, further from the waking world, every moment softer, every thought slower. The wood beneath you no longer feels solid. It feels like a breath, a whisper, a dream. You close your eyes, and the motion continues. Not rocking, not swaying, only gliding, effortless, endless. And in this quiet, you realize you have stepped not only onto a vessel, but into the heart of Egypt's dream. The boat drifts onward, silent, steady, cutting across the river that does not belong to the waking world. At first, it feels like the Nile, dark, patient, familiar. But soon, the water grows stranger, different. You lean over the railing and look down. The surface reflects the stars above, yet the stars move too slowly, as if time itself drifts beneath you. Each ripple glows faintly, not silver, not gold, but the pale light of memory. You dip your hand into the current. It is cool, cooler than the desert night, yet not cold. The touch spreads upward, through your arm, into your chest, as though the water carries not just chill, but silence. The Egyptians called this realm Duat, the hidden world of night, neither land nor sea, but both. Neither alive nor dead, but somewhere in between. Priests recited from the Book of the Dead that each soul must cross these waters. Guided by spells written on papyrus, wrapped within linen, spoken by those still living. Without them, the traveler would lose their way. But you are not lost. The boat glides smoothly. The oars dip in rhythm, pulling you deeper, deeper, into Duat's first waters. On either side, shadows rise, not land, not dunes, but shapes, black silhouettes, tall as cliffs. They stand motionless, like guardians watching your passage. Somewhere among them, you hear a murmur, not words, not music, but a hum, like the deep breath of earth itself. Historians once wrote that Egyptians saw night not as emptiness, but as a journey through gates and caverns, each stage guarded by beings of shadow, each requiring knowledge, a name, a memory. Without them, the soul would wander forever. You close your eyes and listen to the water. It flows with a rhythm, like a heartbeat, like the pulse of time. The boat rocks gently, not with waves, but with breath, as though the river itself is alive. You inhale, and the river inhales with you. You exhale, and the river exhales too. The priests once described Duat as 12 hours of night, 12 gates, 12 passages, each an echo of the sun's journey, each a reminder that the dark is not an ending, but a path toward light. You open your eyes again. The water has changed. no longer dark, but shimmering faintly, as though starlight has dissolved into it. The reflection of the sky above and the reflection of the sky below become one. You cannot tell if you sail on a river or across the heavens themselves. The boat glides further, ripples stretch wide, then vanish. The surface returns to stillness, and you feel your thoughts stilling too, each worry loosening, each memory softening. You remember that the Egyptians placed amulets upon the dead, the Eye of Horus, the Scarab of Rebirth, each meant to guide, to protect, to ensure the journey was safe. But you carry no amulet. You carry only breath, and breath is enough. The oars dip once more. Their sound is gentle, a low splash, like a sigh, and with each stroke, the river carries you deeper. A faint glow rises ahead, not fire, not torchlight, but something softer, the first sign of what waits beyond these waters. You do not fear it, you welcome it, for in the stillness of Duat, you are no longer awake, but not yet dreaming. You are drifting between worlds, between breaths, between heartbeats. And this is how the journey must begin. The river bends, slowly, silently, and the boat glides into a space where water touches sand once more. At first, you think you have returned to the desert, but these dunes are not of earth alone. They rise higher, their curves more fluid, as if shaped by memory itself. The air grows warmer. A faint wind drifts across the surface, carrying with it a dry whisper. Each gust sounds like voices, but no single word can be understood. Only echoes, fragments, sighs of those who once walked these sands. You step closer to the railing. The dunes shimmer faintly in the starlight, and as you watch, they shift, not collapsing, not crumbling, but moving, as if alive. Across their slopes, patterns appear, etchings, faint at first, then brighter, lines, symbols, like the hieroglyphs you touched upon the obelisk. You blink, and the shapes form clearer. A scarab pushes the sun across the horizon. A falcon spreads its wings against the sky. The serpent Apophis writhes in the darkness, each image glowing, etched not by hand, but by the memory of the desert itself. The Egyptians believed sand could hold eternity. They buried entire temples beneath dunes, and centuries later, the shapes remained. Walls still painted with colors of ochre and lapis, prayers written to gods no longer spoken. Time may cover, but memory does not die. The wind shifts again, and you feel grains brush against your skin. They are soft, yet each one seems to carry weight, a whisper, a moment, a life. You close your eyes, the sensation grows stronger. The dunes are not only made of sand, they are made of stories. The priests once said, the desert itself remembers, that each grain once touched the body of a king, the hand of a builder, the tears of a widow, that to walk upon it is to walk upon every life that came before. And now, as the boat drifts between them, the dunes bend closer. Their peaks lean inward, as if listening, as if recognizing you. You hear the faint crackle of fire, the sound of tools against stone, the murmur of prayer, each sound soft, almost gone, but held still within the dunes. Your chest grows heavy, not with fear, but with awe. You are being carried through a memory greater than your own, and the desert accepts you. One dune rises taller than the rest. Its face is smoother, its surface glowing faintly. As you watch, the sand parts, revealing the shape of a monument beneath, an obelisk once buried, a wall carved with processions of gods, a doorway sealed in silence. Historians have found such secrets, Entire temples swallowed by shifting dunes. At Abydos, at Amarna, places once alive with voices, now sleeping beneath the sand. And yet, when uncovered, their colors still bright, their stories still whole, as if time itself had only paused. The boat glides closer. Your fingers brush against the dune's edge. The sand is warm, yet also cool, like skin beneath cloth. It slips through your hand, grain by grain, but each grain lingers, clinging, as though reluctant to let go. You lift your hand and see tiny flecks of light. The grains glow faintly, each one like a star. And you realize the desert is not barren. It is alive. Every grain, a memory. Every dune, a library. You lean back, breathing slowly. The whispers fade into stillness once more. The boat carries you forward, between dunes that lean outward again, returning to their silent watch. The wind softens, the air cools, the memory recedes. But you are not the same, for you have felt the dunes remember. You have heard their breath, and the desert has welcomed you into its dream. The oars dip once more. Ripples spread across the water. The dunes blur, their shapes dissolving into shadow. The boat moves on, carrying you deeper toward the next passage of night. The boat drifts, slow, steady, until the dunes dissolve behind you. The river widens, the air deepens, the stars above stretch brighter, as if leading you toward something vast. And then you see it, far ahead, rising from the dark water, a gate. Two colossal pylons, taller than any temple, stand rooted in silence. Their tops vanish into the sky, as if they touch the very belly of Nut, the goddess of night. Between them, an opening, narrow, endless, glowing faintly with amber light. The priests once spoke of the Amenti, the western horizon. It was not just a direction, but the realm of the dead. For every evening, the sun itself sank westward, and with it, every life. To the Egyptians, the west was both ending and passage, not destruction, but doorway. The boat glides nearer. The pylons rise higher, their faces carved with shapes you can almost see. Hieroglyphs, vast and solemn. Falcons with outstretched wings. Lotus blossoms opening toward the sky. Eyes of Horus, watching, unblinking. You close your eyes and feel the weight of the place. It presses softly, not heavy with threat, but dense with silence. The Egyptians built pylons at the entrances of temples, massive gateways flanking the sacred court. They represented the horizon itself, the twin mountains between which the sun rose and fell. To pass between them was to move between worlds. And now, you are approaching such a gate. The oars slow, the water hushes, the air grows warmer, the pylons tower overhead. Their shadows fall across the boat, cool and still, like the shade of eternity. You tilt your head back. The walls rise sheer, their surfaces worn smooth by time, yet still glowing faintly, as if fire had been trapped within the stone. The opening yawns before you, a narrow corridor of light, stretching deeper than sight, not golden, not white, but the dim radiance of fading day. You inhale. The air here tastes different, drier, heavier, like dust stirred in ancient tombs, like incense burned in temples long forgotten. The priests once wrote that each soul must declare itself before the gates. I have not lied, I have not stolen, I have not betrayed. 42 declarations, recited to the guardians of Duat. But the gate before you does not demand words, it only waits. The boat drifts closer, closer, until the prow touches the threshold. For a moment, all motion ceases. The water stills, the oars rest. Even the stars above hold their breath. You feel the silence press deeper. It fills your lungs. It slows your heart. It empties your thoughts. You are not asked to prove yourself. You are only asked to be still. The opening glows brighter. Amber turns to gold. Gold to fire. Fire to dawn. Yet the heat does not burn. It only warms. You step inward. Or perhaps the boat carries you. It is hard to tell. The pylons close behind you. Their weight vanishes. Their shadow fades. And before you stretches only light. Vast, endless, silent. The Egyptians saw the western horizon as the meeting of worlds, a place where the sun fell into darkness, but was never lost, a place where death became passage, where silence became beginning, and now you pass through. The boat glides once more. The oars dip softly. The light folds around you like a cloak, like a dream. And in that dream, you drift deeper toward the heart of night. The boat drifts beyond the gate, and the light around you changes. The glow of amber fades, and in its place, a shimmer rises, soft at first, like dust in a shaft of light, then brighter, spreading across the surface of the water. You lean over the railing, and what you see is no longer a river. The current below glitters, like molten silver, like crushed gemstones scattered across a dark floor. The water has become a mirror of the sky. Each ripple holds a star, each swell a constellation. The river itself has become the heavens. The Egyptians looked upward each night and saw more than points of light. They saw the body of Nut, the sky goddess, arching across the world, her arms and legs stretched wide, her belly painted with stars. She swallowed the sun each evening and gave birth to it again at dawn. And here, on this river, you float within her body. The stars drift slowly around you. Some are bright and sharp, others faint, like breaths. Together they weave paths of silver light that stretch into the distance. You recognize some shapes, or think you do. A falcon, wings spread across the current. A lotus blossom, opening in waves of gold. A scarab, pushing the pale disk of the moon. The Egyptians placed their gods in the sky. Orion was Osiris, lord of the dead. Sirius was Isis, his eternal companion. The Milky Way itself was called the Winding Waterway, a celestial Nile, and now you sail upon it. The oars dip slowly. Each stroke sends ripples across the starlit surface. The stars scatter, then settle again, as if nothing had ever touched them. The boat moves without effort. Forward, always forward. Yet you cannot tell if you move through water or through the sky itself. The air here is cooler. You inhale, and it tastes crisp, like night after rain. It fills your chest, slows your heart, loosens your thoughts. You close your eyes and feel the river's rhythm, a steady hum, a pulse beneath the silence. It matches your breath. It matches your body. It carries you deeper and deeper still. You imagine the ancient priests lying on the sand, watching the heavens. They charted the stars, measured their rising and setting, built entire temples aligned with their light. At Karnak, the axis pointed to Sirius. At Dendera, the ceiling painted with maps of the sky. To them, the stars were more than distant suns. They were guides, guardians, signs of eternity. And as you drift, you feel their gaze. The stars are not silent. They watch, they listen, they welcome you. You reach your hand over the side and touch the water. It is cool, but not wet. Your fingers pass through light itself. The stars ripple beneath your touch, spreading outward in circles of silver. For a moment, your hand glows too, Faint sparks shimmer along your skin, not burning, not searing, only resting, like dust, like blessing. You withdraw your hand, and the glow fades slowly, but the warmth remains, settling into your chest, resting in your breath. The boat glides further. The constellations drift around you. Orion's belt sparkles to the left, Sirius gleams to the right, each one brighter than the last. You realize you are no longer beneath the sky. You are within it. The river does not reflect the stars. It is the stars. The priests called this passage the Field of Reeds, a paradise mirrored from the Nile, where crops grew tall, where waters ran pure, where every soul might rest after the journey. And perhaps this is what they meant, a river of light, carrying you to peace. You lie your hand upon the railing again. The wood vibrates faintly. The hum continues, and your body hums with it. Each breath slows, each muscle softens. Your mind drifts further from the waking world. Above, Nut arches higher. Her body gleams with 1,000 points of light. Her mouth swallows the fading moon. Her belly glows with the promise of dawn. And you are carried within her dream. The oars dip again. Ripples of starlight spread wide. The river stretches endless. The sky opens deeper. You are not afraid. You are not alone. You are held, and you are carried. The river of stars flows on, and you flow with it. The river narrows again, and the stars above grow dimmer. Shadows rise along the banks. Not dunes, not cliffs, but walls. At first they appear like jagged stone, but as the boat drifts closer, you see their lines are too perfect, straight, measured, deliberate, the shape of a temple, vast, solemn, rooted in silence. Its pylons lean toward the sky, its roof lost in shadow. Columns rise from the water itself, their faces carved with fading gods. Each column tilts slightly, as though bowing to the river. The boat slows. The oars dip more gently, as if in reverence. You feel the air change, thicker, heavier. It carries the faint scent of incense, and something older still, the must of stone sealed for centuries. The Egyptians filled their temples with silence, not emptiness, but presence, a silence alive with waiting. Here priests walked barefoot, their steps softened by sand strewn across the floor. Here they burned resin of frankincense and myrrh to feed the gods. Here they whispered prayers in words now forgotten. And here, in the temple that floats upon the river of night, no voices remain. The boat glides to a halt beside the steps. You look upward. The staircase rises slowly, vanishing into the darkness within. You step off the boat. The stone beneath your feet is cool, even through your sandals. It hums faintly, a vibration not of earth, but of memory. You climb slowly, each step deliberate, each step softer than the last. At the top, a vast hall stretches before you, its ceiling lost in shadow, its walls alive with carvings. Figures march in procession, priests carrying oil, women offering lotus blossoms, children bearing baskets of figs. Their outlines faint, yet enduring. Time has not erased them, only softened them. The air is still, so still. You hear your own breath, so still. You hear the faint echo of steps behind you. But when you turn, no one is there. The Egyptians performed the opening of the mouth ritual here, before a statue or before the body of the dead. They touched lips with a sacred blade, so the soul might eat, drink, speak, and live again in the afterlife. You imagine the priests in this hall, their linen robes rustling, their eyes lowered, their chants rising, low and deep, bouncing against the stone. But here, now, all of that is gone. The temple holds only silence. You walk between the columns. Your fingers brush their surfaces. The stone is rough in places, smooth in others. Some carvings are crisp, others half faded. Your hand gathers dust, fine as ash. You pause before a statue. It looms higher than you, a god, faceless now, its features lost to shadow, but you feel its presence still. The Egyptians believed statues were not stone alone. They were vessels, bodies for the divine. With proper ritual, the god could live inside them. And even now, though the lips are cracked, though the eyes are blind, the silence suggests it still listens. You bow your head, not in worship, but in acknowledgement, and the silence deepens. The hall opens further. A doorway leads into darkness. Beyond it, you glimpse faint firelight, not flame, but glow, like embers long cooled, still refusing to fade. You step through. The chamber beyond is smaller, circular. The walls close, pressing inward. At its center lies an altar, low, plain, its surface worn smooth by centuries of touch. You place your hand upon it. The stone is colder here, colder than the river, colder than night. It sinks into your skin and stills your breath. For a moment, you hear voices, low, distant, chanting in rhythm. They rise and fall, like the sound of oars, like the pulse of the boat. You cannot understand the words, but you do not need to. They are not for the mind. They are for the body, for the breath, for the heart. You close your eyes. The chant continues. Your breath matches it. Slow, slower, until silence folds over you again. When you open your eyes, the altar is bare. The glow has faded. Only the stillness remains. You step back. The chamber exhales. The temple sighs. And you walk slowly toward the light of the river once more. The boat waits, silent, steady, patient. You step aboard. The wood accepts you again. The oars dip, the ripples spread, and the temple fades behind you, its columns sinking back into shadow, its silence returning to sleep. The river carries you onward, deeper, darker, toward what waits next. The river darkens. The starlight dims. The air grows heavier, as though the night itself is watching. The boat slows. The oars dip cautiously, their rhythm softer, hesitant. You glance to the horizon. It has vanished. No dunes, no pylons, no temple. Only a stretch of darkness, so deep, so endless, that even the stars fear to shine there. The Egyptians called this the hour of trial. Each night, they said, Ra sailed into the realm of Apophis, the serpent of chaos, the unmaker of worlds, a force not of evil alone, but of nothingness, of silence without return. You feel the boat tremble faintly. The water shifts, not with waves, but with presence. Then, from beneath the surface, something moves. At first, a ripple, then a shadow, long, twisting, vast. It circles the boat once, slowly, patiently. The water hums with its weight. The air tightens. You inhale, and the breath feels heavier than before. The priests described Apophis as a serpent longer than the Nile, scales black as night, eyes burning red. Each night Ra's boat met it. Each night a battle was fought, and only by victory could the sun rise again. But here, in this dream of Duat, there is no clash of weapons, only silence, only shadow. The serpent rises, not fully, only a curve of its body, a ridge breaking the surface. It glistens faintly, like obsidian, like oil. The boat drifts on, its oars still dipping. The serpent does not strike. It only follows. You close your eyes. The air hums louder. It vibrates through your chest, through your hands pressed to the railing, through your breath, and then you hear it. Not a hiss, not a roar, but a sound deeper still, like stone cracking, like earth shifting, like silence trying to speak. The Egyptians painted scenes of this battle on tomb walls. Ra standing in his boat, a spear of fire in his hand, Apophis writhing below, its coils surrounding the vessel. The priests recited spells to aid him, hymns of strength, chants of order against chaos. But here, the fire is not needed, the chants are not spoken, the serpent coils but does not strike. You realize the battle is not of weapons, it is of waiting, of breath against silence, of order against forgetting. You steady your breathing, slow, deeper, each inhale calm, each exhale certain. The serpent lingers, its shadow rises higher, its body bends across the horizon. But your breath does not falter, the boat hums with you, the oars dip with you, the river flows with you. For a moment, you and the vessel, you and the river, you and Ra himself are the same, and in that unity, the shadow withdraws. The serpent coils again, its body sinks lower, the water stills, the air lightens. The priest said, "Apophis is never slain. Each night it returns, each night it waits, but each night, Ra triumphs, not with final victory, but with persistence, with breath, with passage." You exhale once more. The weight lifts from your chest. The silence softens. The stars return. The serpent is gone. But its memory lingers. A reminder that darkness waits, always waits. But it is not stronger than the journey. The boat steadies. The oars resume their rhythm. Diploma lift. Diploma lift. The river carries you onward again. The air feels lighter. The sky glows faintly once more. You lean back, your eyes close, and the hum of the vessel lulls you deeper. The battle has passed. The night continues. The dream flows on. The river narrows again. The boat glides slowly, until the water itself seems to end. Before you, a cavern opens, dark, vast, its arch carved not by stone, but by silence. The oars pause. The boat drifts forward, carried not by water, but by will. Inside, the chamber stretches wide, its walls rise smooth and sheer, yet upon them, thousands of carvings glow faintly. Names, line after line, row upon row, each symbol etched deep, each one a memory. Some shine brightly, fresh, alive, enduring. Others fade, edges worn, letters broken. A few have vanished altogether, leaving only empty stone. The Egyptians believed a person dies twice. Once, when the body falls, and again, when their name is spoken no more. To forget a name was to end a soul forever. You step closer to the wall. Your eyes trace the glyphs, the names of kings, of priests, of scribes, of children who once chased kites along the Nile. Each name once sung, once whispered, once carved with care. And now, some remain, some falter, some are gone. The chamber hums softly, not with voices, but with absence. The sound of names slipping away. You reach out your hand. Your fingers brush one that glows faintly. The surface is rough, the edges crumbling, and as you touch it, the glow strengthens. Only for a moment, then fades again. The priests once recited long lists of names each dawn. They spoke them aloud, to keep memory alive, to give the dead breath once more. In their chants, even forgotten farmers walked again, even lost children laughed again. But here, in this chamber, the silence is winning. You walk deeper. The walls close around you. The names crowd tighter. Some overlap, some blur together, as if fighting for space, fighting for breath. You pause, and for a moment, you think you hear voices, whispers all around, 1,000 tones, 1,000 breaths, each saying only one thing, their own names, over and over, desperate not to be lost. You close your eyes. The whispers soften. They become a lull, a chant without end, not frightening, not mournful, only steady, only slow. Your own name stirs in your mind, soft at first, then clearer. You hear it echo against the stone, once, twice, then fade. It is enough. The chamber accepts it. The whispers fold back into silence. You open your eyes again. The walls stretch taller, the names glow fainter, but the weight on your chest has lifted. Historians uncovered tombs where names were carved everywhere, on sarcophagi, on walls, on amulets of faience, always repeated, always preserved. For to write a name was to keep it alive. And yet, some were deliberately erased, chiseled away by enemies, condemned to oblivion, a fate worse than death. You step back toward the boat. The chamber breathes one last time, a sigh, a hush, then stillness. The boat waits, silent, patient. The oars dip once more, ripples spread, the names fade into shadow, the cavern closes, you drift outward again. The stars return overhead, the river opens wide, and the silence of forgotten names lingers only as a dream. The river bends once more, and the darkness softens. Ahead, a glow rises from the water. Not fire, not star, but something gentler, something living. As the boat glides closer, you see them, lotus blossoms, dozens, hundreds, floating upon the river's surface, their petals closed, resting in sleep. The boat moves silently between them. The air changes, cooler, sweeter, carrying a fragrance soft as breath. You inhale. The scent is subtle, not heavy, not sharp, but delicate. Like water itself has chosen to bloom. The Egyptians saw the lotus as a symbol of rebirth. Each night the flower sank into the water, and each dawn it rose again. Its petals opened with the rising sun. Just as Ra returned after his passage through Duat, priests carved the lotus on temple walls. Kings wore it upon their crowns. Offerings of lotus were placed on the chests of the dead to guide them into the light once more. The boat glides deeper. The blossoms thicken. Their pale shapes sway gently with the current. Some glow faintly. Others remain shadows. You lean closer. A single blossom floats beside the railing. Its petals shimmer with soft blue light. You reach down and touch it. The petals are cool, smooth, almost like silk. They yield beneath your fingers, then spring back, as though still alive. For a moment, the flower opens slightly. Its center glows brighter, a pale golden heart. Then slowly, it closes again, returning to rest. The Egyptians believed that the lotus gave birth to the sun itself, that from the first bloom, Ra rose, shining from its heart, the beginning of light, the beginning of time. And here, on this river, the blossoms repeat that story endlessly, closing with night, opening with dawn, a cycle without end. The oars dip softly, ripples spread through the blossoms. They part gently, not resisting, only swaying, only breathing. You notice the sound, software barely there, the creak of stems beneath the water, the whisper of petals brushing one another. It is not music, it is not speech, it is simply presence. You close your eyes, the scent thickens, the sound deepens, the air cools further, and your breath slows with it. Historians uncovered garlands of lotus placed upon mummies, preserved for thousands of years, still holding faint traces of fragrance, still carrying the belief that no life truly ends, that every night is only pause, that every dawn is return. You open your eyes again, The blossoms glow brighter now. Their petals begin to stir. One opens, then another, then another. A slow unfurling, a ripple of awakening. The garden of lotus blooms around you, petals spread wide, their colors soft, blue, white, pink, gold, each one reflecting starlight, each one mirroring the river's shimmer. The air glows with their light. The fragrance deepens, and you feel yourself opening too. Not your eyes, not your hands, but your breath, your heart, your being. The boat continues forward. The blossoms open in waves until the river is no longer dark. It is a garden of light, a sea of stars and flowers together. You lean back, the deck cool against your spine, the sky above, the river below, and between them, a bloom without end. The Egyptians believed paradise was a field of reeds, but perhaps it was also this, a place where lotus blossoms never closed, where Ra never vanished, where dawn was always near. The oars dip once more, the blossoms sway, the fragrance lingers, and you drift through the garden of lotus, each breath lighter, each thought softer, each moment closer to dream. The blossoms fade behind you, their glow dissolving into mist. The river widens once more. The air grows still, so still that even the oars hesitate. Ahead, a vast hall rises from the water. Its walls gleam pale, not with torchlight, but with the quiet glow of stone polished by centuries. The boat slows. It drifts toward a broad stair. You step down, your feet touching cool stone again. The hall opens before you. Columns stretch high, their tops lost in shadow. On each column, a feather carved, the symbol of Ma'at, the goddess of truth, of balance, of order. The air tastes dry, like papyrus kept in silence, like dust lingering on temple walls. You walk forward. The floor is smooth, polished by countless footsteps. Priests once walked here, their voices low, their prayers steady, and at the center of the hall, an altar waits. Upon it rests a scale, delicate, perfect, balanced in silence. One side holds a single feather, white, light, resting as if on air. The other side is empty, waiting. The Egyptians believed when a soul entered the afterlife, its heart was weighed against the feather of Ma'at. If the heart was heavier, burdened by lies, it was devoured by Ammit, the devourer of souls. But if the heart was light, pure, balanced, the soul passed on. You approach slowly. The scale does not move. The feather does not stir. You place your hand upon your chest. You feel your heart, steady, slow, its weight known only to you. The priests once recited the negative confessions, 42 vows. I have not lied. I have not stolen. I have not killed. Each a way to lighten the heart, each a way to honor Ma'at. But here, no words are demanded, no vows, no confessions, only stillness. You close your eyes, you inhale deeply, and for a moment, you imagine placing your heart upon the scale. The balance trembles, faintly, then steadies. The feather stirs, then settles. Neither side sinks, neither side rises. Balance, perfect, unbroken. You exhale. The hall exhales with you, a low sigh of stone, a hush of air. The columns seem taller, the walls softer, the silence lighter. Historians uncovered countless depictions of this ritual, painted on papyri, carved on tomb walls. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, guiding the scale. Thoth, the scribe, recording the outcome. Osiris, the king of the dead, presiding over the judgment. But here, they are not present. Only Ma'at remains, only the feather, only balance. You open your eyes again. The scale glows faintly. The feather shimmers softly. and you realize there is no judgment, there is only harmony. Your heart slows further, each beat softer, each breath deeper, each thought lighter. The hall grows brighter, the walls dissolve into mist, the scale fades, the feather drifts upward like smoke, like breath, like dream. You step back onto the boat. The wood steadies you once more. The oars dip gently, and the river carries you onward, away from the hall, into the deeper hours of night. The feather lingers in your mind, not heavy, not light, simply present, simply balanced. You exhale slowly, and the river exhales with you. The journey continues. The river carries you onward, leaving behind the silent hall. The air changes, warmer, fuller, as though the night itself has begun to breathe with light. Ahead, on the horizon of darkness, a glow begins. Not the faint shimmer of stars, not the pale shine of moon, but something deeper, something alive. The oars dip once more, each stroke steadier, each ripple brighter. The glow widens, the glow rises, until you see it, a sun, but not the sun of day, not golden, not burning. This one is darker, midnight sun, a sphere of shadow edged in light. It hangs above the river, large, immense, yet gentle. Its glow soft as breath, its warmth tender as skin. The Egyptians believed Ra sailed each night into the body of Nut, into the underworld. There he met darkness, there he met shadow, but always, within that darkness, a hidden sun, a sun that glowed without fire, that promised return. The boat glides closer, the light spreads across the water, ripples shimmer silver, then fade into black again. The air hums softly, the deck vibrates beneath your feet. You raise your hand, the glow touches your skin, warm, but not searing. It spreads like honey, thick, gentle, sweet. Each breath draws it deeper, into your chest, into your heart, until the warmth becomes part of you. Historians uncovered hymns to this hidden sun, written in tombs of the Valley of the Kings. Ra rests in shadow, Ra wakes in fire, Ra rises in light. For them, the midnight sun was proof that darkness itself held dawn. The sphere brightens as you near, its edges glow silver, its core pulses faintly, a heartbeat, slow, endless. The boat does not slow, it moves directly toward the light. You close your eyes, the glow still shines behind your lids, soft red, soft gold, like warmth pressed gently against your face. The oars dip again, the hum deepens, the air thickens, and then you pass into it. The midnight sun envelops you, not blinding, not burning, only surrounding, only holding. For a moment, there is no river, no boat, no sky, only light, software endless, everywhere. Your body loosens, your breath slows, your thoughts scatter, falling away like sand. You drift in silence, yet the silence is not empty. It is full, it is whole, it is peace. The priests once said, "Within this sun, Ra renewed himself. Here he shed the weight of night. Here he gathered the strength for dawn. Here he prepared to rise again." And you are doing the same. The warmth wraps around you, inside you, through you, until you no longer know where it ends, until you no longer care. You are not body. You are not thought. You are breath. You are light. You are dream. Time dissolves, a moment, a century. The measure vanishes. Only stillness remains. The glow pulses once more. A slow exhale, a quiet sigh. And then, faintly, the light begins to thin, not vanish, not end, only soften. The boat returns, the railing beneath your hand, the oars dipping gently, the hum steady again. The midnight sun glows behind you now, but its warmth lingers. It rests in your chest, in your breath, in your heart. You inhale. The warmth brightens. You exhale. The warmth deepens. And the river carries you onward, toward the edge of dawn. The river softens beneath the boat. The hum of the oars grows lighter. The silence of the midnight sun fades, and something new begins. At first, it is only a faint shimmer, a line across the horizon, pale, uncertain, like breath upon glass. But slowly, it spreads, gold seeping into indigo, rose blooming within shadow, a softness unraveling the night. You raise your eyes. The stars dim one by one, each fading not with sorrow, but with relief, as though they have kept watch through the long darkness, and now they may rest. The Egyptians believed this moment was triumph, that Ra had fought Apophis through the night, that with each dawn he rose victorious, not once, not twice, but forever. A cycle unbroken, a promise renewed. The boat glides forward, the water glimmers brighter. Each ripple carries the color of fire, not searing flame, not burning heat, but the gentle warmth of morning. You inhale. The air tastes different now, sweeter, lighter, like the first sip of cool water after a long walk. The horizon deepens, the line of gold thickens, and then the sun itself appears, a perfect circle, lifting slow, deliberate, patient. It does not blaze, it glows, soft as a lamp behind silk, tender as a parent's hand. Each ray stretches wide, touching water, touching sky, touching you. You feel the warmth upon your skin, first your face, then your chest, then your hands resting on the railing. It sinks deeper, through your muscles, through your bones, until it rests within your heart. The Egyptians greeted dawn with hymns. Priests climbed to temple roofs. They lifted their arms. They praised Ra for returning, for surviving the serpent, for carrying light once more. Some carved prayers into stone. The sun rises. The world is safe. All life begins again. And now, you feel the truth of those words. Not carved, not spoken, but breathed. The river glows beneath you, no longer black, no longer endless, but golden, alive. The oars move easily now, each stroke effortless, each ripple spreading joy. The sky blushes with color, pink, orange, gold, each shade gentle, each shade soft, none of them harsh, none of them rushing. This dawn is not a blaze, it is an embrace. You lean back, your body loosens, your breath steadies, your eyes soften. The warmth of Ra cradles you. It is not triumph through war, it is triumph through patience, through passage, through persistence, and you are part of it. The sun climbs higher, the horizon glows wider, and the night behind you dissolves completely. You remember the journey, the dunes that whispered, the gate that opened, the river of stars, the serpent of shadow, the chamber of forgotten names, the garden of lotus, the hall of balance, the midnight sun, all of it leading here, to this, to light, to warmth. You exhale slowly, and for the first time, you feel the weight of night leave you, like dust brushed from cloth, like shadow lifting from stone. The priests once said, each dawn is rebirth, not only for Ra, but for the world, for every soul, for every breath. And here, as the light settles deeper into you, you understand. The sun does not rise apart from you. It rises within you. The boat glides gently. The river shimmers gold. The sky glows soft. And the warmth carries you onward, toward the final passages of the dream. The sun climbs higher, slow, patient, each ray unfolding like the petals of a lotus. The river gleams with gold, every ripple shines, every wave breathes. The air hums softly, not heavy now, but light, as though the whole world exhales with relief. You lift your face to the horizon. The warmth touches your skin, first your cheeks, then your brow, then your lips parted in breath. It is not the blaze of day. It is gentler, like silk brushed across the skin, like honey poured slowly into your chest. You inhale, and the warmth flows deeper, through your shoulders, through your arms, through your fingertips resting on the wood. You exhale, and the warmth lingers, not leaving, only settling. The Egyptians rose with the sun each morning. They built their temples to greet it. At Karnak, the great axis aligned with the first light of dawn. Priests raised their arms. They offered hymns. They lit incense. For them, the return of Ra was proof that life itself continued. That balance had been kept. That order had triumphed once more. And you feel the same. The warmth spreads further. It reaches your chest, your heart. It seeps into your lungs with every breath, until you are filled, until you glow within. The boat glides gently. The oars dip without sound. The river accepts the sun upon its back. The air glitters with motes of light, as though even dust wishes to shine. You close your eyes. The warmth remains. Behind your lids, colors swirl. Gold, amber, rose, soft, shifting patterns. Like the dance of light upon stone walls. Your body loosens. Your shoulders sink. Your legs rest heavier. Your heart slows. Your breath deepens. And you realize you are no longer traveling through night. You are resting in light. The journey is not struggle now. It is reward. It is embrace. The priests spoke of Ra in many forms. As Khepri, the scarab, he rose in the morning. As Ra himself, he blazed at noon. As Atum, he softened at evening. But here, he is none of these. He is warmth. He is comfort. He is presence. The sun touches the crown of your head. It drifts down your spine. It spreads across your chest. Every part of you opens to it. Every part of you softens. The air carries fragrance, faint, lotus, frankincense, papyrus warmed in heat, scents of Egypt's mornings. You imagine the people of the two lands, farmers stepping into fields as light touched the Nile, children lifting their eyes to see the horizon glow, priests chanting from temple rooftops, queens and kings raising hands to the sky. All of them, all across centuries, breathing this same warmth, welcoming this same sun, the same return, the same rebirth. And you are one of them. Not apart, not distant, but joined. Part of the same dawn, part of the same breath. The sun climbs higher still. Its glow envelops you completely. It holds you. It keeps you. It cherishes you. You are safe. You are whole. You are warm. And the journey has given you this gift. The warmth settles now, not just upon you, but within you. A flame gentle enough to soothe, strong enough to remain. You exhale one last time, and the hall of morning opens around you, vast, golden, endless. This is awakening, not of eyes, not of body, but of peace, of light, of soul. And Ra himself rises with you. The sun glows high now, gentle, steady, a crown of warmth upon the river. The boat drifts slower. The oars dip without effort. The water smooths into stillness. You lift your face once more. The warmth of Ra lingers. It does not fade. It rests within you. It belongs to you. Ahead, the river narrows. Its golden glow bends toward a shore. Sand glitters softly. A horizon of earth. A horizon of return. The priests once said, "No journey is endless. Every passage finds its shore." Even the sun itself returns, not lost, not broken, but renewed. The boat glides gently. The wood hums faintly beneath your hand, each vibration soft, each sound slower. as though even the vessel knows. The journey is closing. You inhale. The warmth in your chest deepens. You exhale. The warmth spreads. The prow touches sand. Light ripples across the shore. The boat rests. You step down slowly. The grains beneath your feet are warm. Not harsh, not burning, but soft, as though they remember the sun. You look behind you. The river shimmers. The boat waits. But you know, you do not need it now. The light you sought, you already carry. The Egyptians return to their daily lives each dawn. Farmers to their fields, priests to their temples, children to their games. But always, they carried the memory of Ra's return, the promise that life continued, the promise that light remained. And so do you. You walk slowly onto the sand. The warmth follows each step. It rises through your legs. It holds your spine. It rests in your heart. You pause, close your eyes, and let it settle fully. This is no ending. This is gift. This is flame. This is the sun of Ra, woven into your breath. You inhale once more. The warmth glows brighter. You exhale. It softens deeper. And now, as you rest, as you lie back in your own bed, the same light remains. The same warmth continues. The boat has carried you through Duat. The gods have guided your steps. The serpent has passed. The feather has balanced. The lotus has bloomed. The midnight sun has held you. The dawn has blessed you. And now, the mortal world welcomes you back. But you are not empty-handed. You bring with you the light of Ra, the flame of dawn, the peace of eternity. Let it rest within you. Let it guard your breath. Let it cradle your heart. Tonight, you need hold nothing else. You need carry nothing else. The world drifts without you. The river flows without you. The sun will rise again. And you may rest. Deeper, softer, safer. Let the warmth guide you. Down, down, into the calmest slumber, into the deepest dream, into the safest silence. The journey is complete. The dream is yours. The light remains. And now, the journey is complete. The boat rests. The river quiets. The sun of Ra glows within you. You no longer need to travel, no longer need to search. The warmth is already yours. Each breath you take carries its light. Each heartbeat you feel echoes its strength. Each thought that fades softens into silence. You are safe now, safe within the embrace of night, safe within the glow of dawn, safe within yourself. The Egyptians believed the sun would always return, that even in deepest night, light waited. And tonight, you have found that truth. So let go of the day, let go of the weight, let go of the waking world. Float now, drift now, sink softly into dream. The light of Ra remains. It warms you, it keeps you, it carries you deeper and deeper into the gentlest sleep. Good night.